Dudes Behind the Foods listeners, Father's Day is almost here. You better crank that AC. This is getting super hot out here. Are you struggling to find the perfect gift for the man who has everything? The solution is simple. Give him the unforgettable experience of Omaha Steaks, because a world-class dad deserves a world-class steak. The Father's Day experts at Omaha Steaks have made it easy to put a smile on the big guy's face with hand-selected gift packages starting at just $99. And when you use promo code DUDES at checkout, you'll get $10 off your whole freaking order, my friends. From dad jokes to skin knees, your dad is one of a kind. This Father's Day, show him the love with Omaha Steaks. Packages starting at $99 when you go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code DUDES at checkout to get $10 off your order. He's guaranteed to love it.
Dudes behind the foods. Yo, it's the dudes behind the foods. Dudes behind the foods. Yeah, it's the dudes behind the foods.
That's actually really fucking good.
Wow.
Karma's a bitch.
Oh, you should have known better.
Hey, do that again.
Drain guest on my podcast? let's make it spicy. Probably my asshole.
This is so cringy.
She is the queen of the cringe.
Tim just updated me on who that girl was. I've just been seeing her clips.
Yeah.
And I didn't know where she was from. If she was a Disney kid or something.
Yeah.
Like, what was her talent?
What?
Ignore me.
Oh, okay.
Ignore me.
I just gave myself a headache doing that. Hurts real bad. And we're going to have to call this episode off, dog, because...
Is she above the age of 18?
Yeah, she is.
She's an adult?
Yeah. Hold on, I feel like I'm like way off center on my camera too.
Karma's a bitch, and I should have known better. Tim is off center.
Right?
I mean, I can always move my chair too.
No, you're good.
All right. All right, cool.
My fault.
Little behind the scenes action for you guys.
Robyn has an Indiegogo where she's going to show off nudes.
She has a nude scene in the independent movie she's self-funding. So make sure y'all fund that if you want to look at the buns that go wobble wobble.
Wobbity wobbity goopy.
If it does get fully funded, just because you guys said that, I'll have really mixed emotions about it.
Well,
imagine it goes one day, boom, as soon as this episode drops. David So, welcome back from Korea. And
Back from Korea.
What other country did you go to?
just Korea.
Okay,
and
fun.
then a different city in there called Busan, which is like a sea city.
Okay,
Beach
lit.
city.
Before we get into your Korean travels, tell me what food you brought for us today so I can take a bite.
Nacho cheese. We got this thing called the salsika saganaya something. It's their sausage breakfast sandwich from Cossin Pie out in South Pasadena.
Oh, yes.
And this right here is a corned beef hash burrito.
Lit. Oh, I fucking love hash, dog.
This shit is fire, dog.
I love some motherfucking hash.
This got a little sauerkraut in there too.
Whoo! You know, when I was a youngin', I was never a fan of I was like, why do we need to put sauerkraut on shit? What do we need fucking coleslaw for? Like, what's the point of that shit, right? Now at my big age, now that I'm a grown-ass man, I understand. Oh, you need a little something fucking fresh, crispy, something in there to, balance out that, just meaty, soggy situation, right? And when I was younger, I'd be like, what the fuck do we have coleslaw for? What for?
What
But
a
now,
waste.
I know.
Give me more chicken.
For what? But now I'm like, oh, I get it.
Where's the coleslaw, man? I need the coleslaw. Mm-hmm. Delicious.
Bomb.
This is so fucking good.
Bomb. Bomb. Mm-hmm. Okay, my boy. Really good. First of all, I barely had breakfast because, when we film these things, I like to keep my tummy open, Mm-hmm. And fire. I think I'm going to take a bite of this jalapeno as well.
That shit, enjoy. It's tasty, but I can't handle the heat. This is very good.
Okay.
Cossin Pie.
Wow. Fire. Okay. You were in Korea for how long?
A couple of weeks, man. It was, I got sick out there.
Why?
For 3 or 4 days. I caught a cold. So a cold was going around at the time. I was the only one who caught it. So got a little sick, ate a lot of fucking food. But the thing I wanted to talk about I got some Korean skincare treatment out there.
Lit. Of course you did. I was expecting you to come back looking like fucking BTS.
And so, as of right now, nothing on the face, just lotion. So this was the first day that I could actually use lotion because I got some lasering for pores. And then they did this thing they call it ulcera. There's an English term for it I can't remember right now.
Será, whatever will be, will be.
No, it's so funny because there's places that you can go in Korea that you have to speak Korean because they have to explain like medical stuff to you. If you don't speak Korean, they don't accept you as a client. But there's plenty of places that do accept foreigners because they can speak English there.
Okay.
I went to a place that they only spoke Korean, and you kind of get a better deal if you speak Korean.
Makes sense.
Right? Because they're not going to sit there and just do this whole ordeal. Like, I get it. It's kind of annoying to talk to foreigners about medical stuff. It's hard on them. So went there. And every place that I went, we went to 3 different places. It's so funny because in my mind, I just want to do just basic stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just, clean up my pimples or whatever, whatnot. These people picked apart my face like I was the ugliest human on earth, dude. Like, this guy was like, your jaw here, we could probably slim it down because it's really wide. Can you clench your teeth? Yeah, see right there? That's muscle. That's what you're born with. You can't change the shape of your face. I'm like, I never asked for any of this. This guy's roasting the shit out of me, dude. So your forehead is ugly. This chin is really ugly. So your eye, super ugly. Your nose, really ugly.
Oh, God.
I'm like, dog, man, what the fuck is going on? And like Korean people, like they don't really have like a respect for your personal space almost.
Okay.
If you're like Korean too. This guy was touching the shit out of my face. just grabbing my face, doing all this like honk honk. Moving my, and I never felt so hideous. But the cool thing about if you do get skincare stuff in Korea, whatever you're going to pay in the States, just imagine it being like 80% cheaper.
Bruh. I got my little shit done. Got the little laser shit. Got the little fucking fillers for my acne scars. And just on like creams and lotions, like to keep it consistent.
Creams and the lotions.
Creams and lotions. I'm spending so much. It's crazy. Every time I need to re-up. Because I feel like, my best bet is to use the shit that comes with their shit, right? And I'm like, you flip it around, there's so many fucking different chemicals. And I'm like, do I risk using another lotion with different shit? So I'm just re-upping on the lotion that they provide every time. And I'm like, God, this is so expensive.
I mean, look, I have my whole skin regimen now. And, I've been pretty consistent with it for the past like couple months. And then my skin has been looking really good. But yeah, after this, it definitely fixed a lot of texture issues on my skin because of all the acne that I had when I was younger. That helped out a lot. And then, but other than that, it's a pretty, look, whatever the fuck this guy did to my face, it hurt. They say, when they're talking to me like, oh, a lot of people say it doesn't hurt that much. Hey, bullshit, guy. Bullshit. This fool was going in on my fucking face. I don't know what was happening, but it was a machine. And it's like lasering stuff. And you just hear digit, digit.
Yeah.
And it's just, it hurts. It like goes past your skin into some shit. And
Could you smell the burn?
I don't remember shit. First of all, the whole thing that I had to get done was 3 hours.
What? What?
It was
and your skin was good.
Yeah, so it was like 2 procedures.
Yeah.
And so what he did, it hurt so bad. My forearm bruised because I was gripping my nails into my arm like this.
Yeah.
And I could hear the nurse laughing because I'm just like gripping so fucking hard.
Damn, son.
And then they're asking me in Korean. They go, "How did you like it?" And in Korean, I said back, I was like, "What do you think?" I was like, "It hurts a lot more than you think it does." And she was giggling because she saw my arm and it was just red and bruised.
Bro, they would have had my fucking, I would have been there on an all-nighter, dog. If yours just took 3 hours, just because my skin is so, like the texture itself, I feel like there's so much that I could do to it. But even like when I went for my shit, bro, like, I tried to, like the lasers are what hurt the most, you know what I'm saying? And so when I think she did one part that was like, where was it? Like around here, somewhere. Oh no, maybe I forget. But after they got done, I was like, that part was crazy. And the nurse giggled. And it was so intense that when I went in for the fucking needles in my face, it actually was light work, After I got done with the needles, they were like, oh my God, wow, you took that so well. I'm like, look.
Whatever the fuck you did before?
Yeah. Pales in comparison,
The second, so the first, it's called old therapy. There you go.
Okay.
So that procedure, basically what it does, it boosts the collagen in your skin. So, and it takes about 4 months for the thing to take full effect.
Yes.
But it tightens up your skin or something like that. So when I lost weight, I had so much excess skin, especially around my neck and my face area. You kind of get like this bulldog thing where your cheeks sag a little bit. It's gone now. It sucked up. I was like, oh shit. Even after a week, like the first thing Mariel noticed was like, oh, your cheeks are lifted back up to where it was before.
Well, I need some of that, bro, because I be getting bulldoggy sometimes, man. Like if I'm a little puffy or if just my posture is like fucked up, if I'm looking down, if I gain a little bit of weight, I get these little, my jowls get a little jowly. When I really start to like tighten up is when it gets better. Because that's the main thing. Whenever I'm like, I'm trying to cut like a good, 5 to 10 pounds, people always like, why? But it shows in my face and my longhas, but like in my face, because like the jowls get less jowly. I'm so like, now that when I'm out at, events or when I'm on set filming something, especially with Wildin' Out, when I could be potentially getting filmed at any time, laughing or reacting, I'm so aware of making sure I'm like this, because I know if I'm looking down, I look so jowly. You know what I'm saying? It was something I kind of had to learn about myself after seeing it.
You can get old therapy here. It's just a lot more expensive. And the stuff they have in Korea, the stuff that they said is better is the American one.
Really?
Yeah. So, but it's just pricier, right?
Yeah.
So in Korea, maybe the whole old therapy thing that I got was like $800. In the States, it's about $2,500.
For sure.
It's like the price is kind of crazy different. It's 3 times the amount, you know?
And I feel like I would go to a place in Korea where they only spoke Korean, pretend I knew what they were saying, and walk out with a BBL. My skin's still fucked up, and I just have ass. I just got a big old man butt.
Yo, let me tell you this. So first spot we went to was a place where they take a lot of foreign people, right? And when you walk in, half the clients are like Vietnamese, Chinese, and they all look fucked up. Like they just don't look like humans anymore because they're doing so much shit to their face. The person at the reception threw me off because when I was looking at her, right, face on, and she was like a little thicker, but her face was so tiny and small. And then when she was showing us to the other parts of the office, she turned around and you could tell the mass of her head, what it was before her surgery.
Oh my.
Because you see a tiny face, but it's still attached to the fat fucking head in the back.
Wow.
So she looked like an alien.
That's so weird.
Bro, it creeped me the fuck out. And in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck were you thinking, dude? You don't even look like a person anymore. So if you guys go to Korea and you walk around like the Gangnam area,
Okay.
you'll see a bunch of foreigners with a bunch of bandages on their face.
Wow.
Just like cartoon characters. You know, like the one from the chin all the way up where they have like an ice bag on their cheeks? Hundreds of them when you're walking around.
Really?
Because Gangnam has all the plastic surgery there. So everybody's getting their cheeks shaved down. They're doing all this cosmetic surgery and they're just walking around. When we were on the plane on the way back, a popular procedure that people do in Korea because it's way cheaper, which is good for you, is to get rid of possible cancerous moles.
Okay.
Now, you don't know what's going to be cancerous later.
Okay.
But it's so cheap there, they just pop off the lasers. And I saw this guy literally just 400 little bandages on his face from all the moles.
Gangnam, is that the same as Oppa Gangnam style?
Yeah.
Oh.
So Gangnam is like the rich hoity-toity Beverly Hills
Right,
area.
right.
So it's fun, it's popping. That's where a lot of the new fun restaurants are.
Dang.
Yeah. So you'll see, if you guys go to Gangnam, you'll see so many people with bandages on their face. Because like cosmetic surgery is so common out there. So even the place where I was just getting regular facial stuff, right? It was in the actual plastic surgery office. So I was a little freaked out. I'm like, I don't want plastic surgery. I'm just looking, they're like, no. They do it all here.
Dang.
So you can either get plastic surgery, you have to set up a consultation, but they also just do regular facial stuff as well.
How interesting.
Yeah, I thought I was going to come out with a BBL too, dude. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was happening. But definitely because it was so much cheaper, I had to get it done.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, and then...
It's like going to Thailand and like not having sex with a prostitute.
1,000%.
It's like, why? How could you?
It's like going to Thailand, not sucking a dick.
Like, you gotta suck a dick somewhere.
Every time I meet an older Korean person or a lady, they love me. And I've gotten this same fucking response from multiple people that I know, from my parents' friends, and now in Korea, it's like confirmed now. They always say to me, like, number one, I have a very kind face, and number two, I look like their son.
Okay.
Because I have a very common gooky face. And number three, they always say, back in my day, you're considered very handsome. So almost like 1960s, banging, dude.
Interesting.
So I've gotten these 3 things said to me by random old strangers in Korea.
Really?
And they always hook it up with shit. Because I either look like their son or they said like I have a very classically handsome face for like the back in the day in Korea. Like some kind of weird peasant hotness.
And how about now?
Hideous. Today's standard, I'm hideous. But in 1960s, your boys was hot in Korea, dude.
Shit.
I was the shit.
I mean, and you're like, you said Korean people are tall though, yeah?
Yeah, they're pretty tall. They're not like Norwegian tall, but compared to like other countries, a lot taller. Dude, Korean like if you go to Busan, it's like still kind of countryside in certain areas. This lady, bro. I'm like shooting some stuff and taking photos of like the food. And you forget like how sometimes old Asian people get really comfortable with you.
Yeah.
And once again, it's like I look like their kids or son or whatever. She looks at me, I'm taking photos. She goes, oh, wait for the food to come out first and then you could take a good photo. And I'm like, okay. And I turn around, she slaps me in my ass. This woman slaps me in my butt, dude.
Yeah.
And I just like had to pause and I couldn't stop laughing. And then Mariel's laughing too. And she's just like, what the hell is that? I was like, do people just do that here? She goes, no, I think like old people really like you.
I mean, I also think that's just kind of like, I can't speak for all Asian cultures, but that's definitely Thai culture for sure.
Right? They just like slap you in the butt,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Like
I took no offense.
Yeah, have you seen these TikToks of this old Asian woman that now she's almost like a tourist attraction? These guys will go to her and she just grabs their dick and balls and like feels them up. And it's like a thing.
Get the fuck out of here.
Let me see if I can find it. Okay, Robyn, it's about time for a break.
Yep.
Let's take a break and I'm gonna find this TikTok for David and then we'll put it on screen for you guys too. Yo, kick off summer right and crank that AC by grilling and making new memories with loved ones with some Omaha steaks. Yo, let me tell you something, guys. Me and Chia just recently put some Omaha steaks burgers on the grill for dinner, and that shit was fire. I'm not even bull stuffing you right now. Like, real talk, it was so good. I got there, like, they gave us the regular burgers and some, like, tenderloin fancy burgers, and them shits, yo, melt in your mouth. Delicioso, my guy. The world's best beef, naturally aged for the ultimate in tenderness, juiciness, and flavor. Omaha Steaks knows exactly what dads want for Father's Day. So, this Father's Day, give him an experience he'll always remember, mouth-watering steaks, and a reason to think about you. Order mouth-watering gift packages starting at just $99, and as a bonus, use promo code DUDES to get $10 off your order. 5 generations of family-owned expertise means uncompromising quality you can trust, all right? So, time is running out. Don't wait till the last minute. Go to omahasteaks.com and order today with packages starting at $99. Don't forget, when you use promo code DUDES at checkout, you'll get $10 off. Shop for unforgettable gifts that are guaranteed to make Dad's day. Because if there's one thing Omaha Steaks knows, it's that dads want steak. Yo, real quick, so for this next segment, we talk about this 107-year-old Filipina tattoo artist named Maria Oge. Now, before we started talking about her, I had no idea that she was a world-known tattoo artist. So I mistakenly said people go visit her just to, get felt up. That's wrong. People travel from all over the world to get tattooed. So I just wanted to put some respect on her name before we get into this next bit, all right? Yes!
You found it?
Yes!
Oh my God, I can't believe.
Fucking A.
There must be more than this provincial life.
All right, let's roll, baby girl.
It only took 12 minutes.
All right, you ready for this? Okay.
Just as a background, everybody, we took like a 40-minute break so he could find this fucking video.
I scrolled through so many reels and TikToks that Rick sent to me. So many. So bare TikToks and reels from the man them.
Bear man.
Don't forget to send it to me before you lose it again.
Oh, girl. Trust, I already saved it. Okay?
Perfect.
Here we go. Now, look. Let me just show it to you here. Describe what you're seeing. Well, let me start it over.
What the fuck? Oh, she's Owen in there. Wait, that is a Thai lady.
Is it?
She's a tattoo artist.
Is she?
Yes, she's a famous tattoo artist that does the tattooing the classic way with like
Yes,
like a needle.
Sanyak.
Yes.
Yeah. That is well, that makes sense because Thai people. It's in our blood, dog.
Dude, this woman went straight into the shorts.
Yeah, so you'll see it. We'll have put it on screen by now.
Are we allowed to show it?
Yeah. You don't see any actual dick or balls. It's just a little groping.
Okay.
Maybe I'll have you blur it. Put a little David's face over it or something.
Lovely.
But yeah. So there you go.
Dude, that shit was a lot more gropey than I thought it was gonna be.
Very gropey. Me and Rick are like, we gotta go. We gotta go.
She's gonna have to tattoo your dick.
Oh man, I really wanna.
Oh wait, you got a new tattoo, didn't you?
Yeah.
When you said that to me, I thought you were joking. I was like, "There's no way this fool got another tattoo."
Yeah.
And what the fuck did I say? If you got one, you won't be able to stop.
Well, I've crossed that bridge. Now that I
I
know
knew it.
that my parents aren't gonna disown me, game on, brother.
I fucking knew it. Show it to me right now.
The new one? Here.
I want to see it in person.
On the back. So
Wow.
it's it's a whole thing. It's a sailboat on clouds. It's a whole like metaphor for
How your parents came here.
for how we get our shrimp shipped to Thai Smile.
Yeah.
Very fresh. You can read the whole caption on Instagram, but it's a whole thing about like, I have this shit I used to preach in my videos that I still preach about how like you should look at your goals as a destination and not a dream because dreams are this whole intangible fantasy. And
You think you're so cool, dude. I had a cool phrase too back in the day.
what was that?
It was go kill yourself.
You know what? I think that's coming back too, you know?
It really was. It really was my phrase. And then people told me to stop saying it, so I stopped.
I can see that. I can see that.
It was just some shit we used to say in high school.
There's a lot of stuff we used to say in high school we don't say anymore. You know?
Yeah. I didn't know that it was so bad. I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's not a good thing.
Well, I mean, my message behind this used to be, go after your dreams or kill yourself. Had to tweak it a little bit. But yeah, so basically, it's a sailboat on clouds as opposed to waves, because you're going towards your dreams. But so, and she had a more traditional layout, and I was like, let's Asian this shit up a little bit. So we looked up like more like Southeast Asian style ships, and then the clouds look a little more,
There's an immigrant family in there if you zoom in.
Yeah, they're so hungry.
There's like that. Please.
Yeah, their first child is dead on the bottom. It's all bad. It's all bad.
Oh, no.
But they got where they wanted to go
Yeah, they
eventually.
survived. They all survived.
That's all that matters.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Have you seen you know who Lance Crawl is?
Yes.
Okay, so
Prank calls.
prank calls, and I think I've sent you this. He used to do this like his shtick was that he was a bad stand-up comedian.
Dude, this was so hard to watch, but it was so funny.
So if y'all don't know this guy, look up Lance Crawl, Vietnamese like stand-up comedian, right? And he does this whole thing where he goes to this comedy club, a real comedy club, and he's pretending to be this like older Asian man, like doing, and I think he's half Vietnamese, and he's doing this shit, and he's doing the accent, and he tells this joke, and he's like, oh, he's like, my daughter, she's so picky, she's such a bad girl, she don't want to eat. When we first come to this country, she don't want to eat, and oh, she's such a bad daughter. I say, so many cereal, why don't you eat? And then, it turns out she have AIDS.
Dude.
And the crowd is like,
The crowd was like, what the fuck is going on? And you know what? The funny thing is, there's also somebody else that he sends me that's just a real life version of Lance Crawl. Dude. She's actually that character
Yeah.
in real fucking life, dude.
yo, shout out to Jolly Bean.
Look, that is a brave soul.
She's this adorable, older Asian woman. Has the happiest little Asian face you've ever seen.
Cute as shit.
She's trying her stand-up material out at these real nightclubs, and she's trying. She's trying,
And
okay?
she's posting these clips herself.
Yeah, and sometimes, and look, sometimes to her credit, me and Rick will send me one. I'm like, hey, okay,
She's getting a little better.
she's getting there, and that's what the practice is for, right? But a lot of them, it's like, y'all know I love cringe content,
Oh,
and I'll be like, so this shit is like, ooh, injected into my veins, brother.
this is like pure uncut cocaine.
For me.
Straight up. Dude, what was the chimpanzee one, dude?
That's her viral one.
Dude, I'm literally cringing right now.
Let me just play it.
It is so...
She's great. I actually watch. There are a few cringe comedians that Rick and I are always like sending to each other, and so she has this. Her viral one is the chimpanzee one.
Dude.
Fuck. Oh, did she unpin it? Oh yes, no, she didn't. Okay, here we go.
I just received a text message. My friend said he will bring chimpanzee to my party tomorrow. Well, I really hope what he means is champagne.
Oh, my.
And then she laughs at her own joke.
Oh!
So good. We'll put this one up there too.
Everybody is so kind in that comedy club. I'm really glad because I need to perform there.
She's,
Because they're so nice there.
I mean, how mean can you be to her sweet face?
She's very, very sweet.
Yeah.
So a friend said to me, he going to bring a chimpanzee.
I just imagine if it was my mom trying to do stand up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, dude. If my mom did stand up like that, I definitely would show up and throw tomatoes at her. It's like, is my own son booing me right now? She is adorable. I don't understand how you can watch cringy stuff like that. That shit damn near almost ruins my day.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I love it, right? But there are sometimes, I think Rick sent me one from another comedian that we watch for the same reason, and I'm like, bro, I almost couldn't get through this one. I almost couldn't get through it. It's like, ugh. Ah.
I saw a fellow YouTuber do stand up recently, and she was bombing.
You saw her live in person?
So bad.
Ooh.
Bombing so fucking bad. It was really, really bad, man. And it's like, it's interesting because she'll book out whole ass venues, right? But here's the hard part. Like, if you're not performing to your audience, you just have to be funny. So, you know, like fans will support you and they'll find, there's like inside jokes and stuff that they'll find funny. But when you're at a comedy club, you got to make people who don't know you laugh. And I would just happen to be there because I was just there. Then she was there. I don't personally know her, but I know her in the YouTube space. Yeah. And then she just bombing left and right.
Not great, huh?
Just no good jokes. And her manager was there too. And then he was like rubbing his face like,
oh yes. God. I think you told me about this.
It was just so bad, dude. And I just kind of like, I could see why those jokes would be funny to her fan base, right? Because they kind of know her, so they give her the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. But it was just like, this is like stand-up comedy like 101. Yeah. Kind of like, it's not that far from shit like this, right? Better than this, of course, but it's just kind of like, come on, man. Like nobody knows you here. And then as she was continuing to bomb, she was only supposed to be there for like a 5-minute set. She won for like 15 minutes. Word? Which is fucked up for the other comics coming up behind. Oh, yeah. And so you could tell like the other comics were getting irritated. It's like, oh, dude, you got to get the fuck off the stage, man.
Yeah, that's why I haven't posted any clips of the couple stand-up nights I've done yet, because I feel like I'm still working at it.
Warming up.
Yeah, I'm
people
still,
are just eager. They just want to show.
I know.
It's like, I could do it too.
They get one little chuckle and they're like, oh, here we go.
We can all get chuckles. It doesn't mean that we're doing a good set, right? Like, I've definitely got chuckles where I'm like, this was not a good set. And
exactly.
It's just like, oh, this is so bad.
Especially, you got a nice little warm audience. They're gonna, be nice to you. It's like, they might give you a couple pity laughs or whatever. Actually, and by the time this airs, we will have already had our live show at the Spotify offices in LA. Hopefully that went well. I'm sure it did.
Well, we're not doing stand-up. We're just going out there.
We're just gonna be dicking around pretty much. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny because preparing this shit compared to how we did the No Chaser live show, it's so drastically different, right? Because like Rick was really trying to like put on a show, you feel me? Which is great. The No Chaser live show was fire.
Yeah, it looked fun as shit.
Yeah, like we had so much, like we had games and crowd participation, and like I had a bit I planned where I said something about Chia, and then Luis from Subplot, I had him play an audience member, and we were about to have a twerk contest on stage, right? And I told Luis, I'm like, yo, say from the audience, I'm trying to see Chia twerk, right? So we did a whole thing. Brought his ass up on stage. I was like, what you say, homie? He said, I want to see Chia twerk. And I'm like, that's my wife, bro. And I had a little fake plastic knife and I stabbed him on stage. and he fell to the ground. And no, that's what I said. I was like, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. And I stabbed him to death, and then I started dancing and getting jiggy with it. So we had like it was like a whole production, right? But for you and me, this shit, like, you just landed from Korea. We barely promoted it, but apparently, like, it's about to be like 300 people up there. So I'm like, all right, well, we'll just get up there and talk some shit. Do some Q&A shit, you know, maybe do some food things with the audience. Here's what I'll probably have us do, right? I want to, and I told you this already, since our highest rated episode, highest viewed episode of Send Foods is us eating the Howlin' spice level chicken, I figure let's do that again, pero on stage. Also will invite audience members. Who do y'all think? Do y'all think you could handle a bite of the Howlin'?
I will not be participating in this. I will let you know that I almost died. I literally lost my hearing.
Yeah.
For 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this?
So, Robyn Couch.
I apologize. I don't watch Send Foods.
No, it's okay.
Wow.
It's,
what a bitch.
It's David and I do food content, if you didn't know. Send Foods, one of our first episodes before we even got acquired by Thrillist, when I was just shooting this shit out of my back pocket, which I'm back to doing now. We did a little fried chicken festival in LA. Howlin' Ray's is a very popular and very delicious hot chicken spot out here, and Nashville hot chicken to be specific. And they have their levels of spice, and Howlin' is their spiciest level, right?
You have to sign a waiver before you eat it.
Do you still?
Really?
Yes, you always have to.
Yeah, okay, it's that spicy, all right? So, I didn't want to do this for the first episode because I had eaten, like, I think their spicy was already like, I was like, oh, this is kind of crazy, right? But this fool David, and I think this has traumatized you because you never go in with this mindset anymore. He was like, we got to do it for camera. We got to do it for the show. I'm like, all right, man.
You know why? Because here's the thing. Whenever I hear the gringo talk about spice,
You doubt it.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not that spicy.
Right.
I didn't realize that they were using like the Reaper chili.
Carolina Reaper.
Yes, and by the way, for a majority of my life, I was calling it Carolina Raper. And I thought that was the actual thing until I said it on a podcast. And they're like, I don't think that's the name. I was like, yeah, it is. Because it like, you know, assaults
Rapes
your
your
mouth.
tongue, yeah.
That's why I thought it was the name. It was not. It was Carolina Reaper.
Wow.
Apologies for that. I've been saying that for years.
Is that hotter than a ghost pepper?
Way hotter.
Okay. I don't know the order of things. I just hear things are hot and I stay away.
I think Carolina Reaper might be the
hottest.
I think they've genetically made some. I think Carolina Reaper is actually also some genetically like lab shit as well. But yeah, so it's like dusted in Carolina Reaper and like
It looks like an ashy elbow. That's how dark it is.
extreme ash, like crusty, like just very ashy. And we took giant bites. David,
I couldn't even swallow it.
yeah, pause. David starts screaming, like literally screaming, and not even to be funny. Like he just couldn't
I was
handle
in
it.
pain. Like it was so funny because I don't even remember anything that I was saying in the moment until afterwards we saw the video. Because I was in so much there was snot coming out of my nose.
Drool,
snot, tears.
My feet went numb for about like 5 minutes.
So it goes through your whole body. Like, does it hurt your stomach? And then did you have like the fire poops?
Next day poops were crazy.
I never swallowed it. So
So you were safe.
I was fine, but I couldn't hear out
Spitters
of
are
what-
quitters, David. But
Hey, let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck. All right? I couldn't hear out of one of my ears for like 15 minutes.
I'll show you a little clip, Robyn, after we get done. Maybe I'll have you put this clip in too. Wow, this episode has so many little fun diddly doos.
Hey, we just found out Robyn don't spit, dude. You know, man.
Hell yeah! Hey,
I also like kind of want to try this spicy dusting on it. I don't want to eat the chicken, but I want to try like.
Oh, you will, because you're gonna be there.
I will be
maybe
there.
Maybe we'll have them make like a little special like fry dust for you or something.
A dusted fries.
Oh man, great. Cheers. I'm pouring David a little Hennessy here just because I got a bunch of random bottles at the house with like a little bit left. I figure let's just polish it off. Cheers, my guy. Welcome back.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you
Hennessy.
something, dude. Korea weed is illegal. So
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Since
like
when?
Since ever. If you get caught smoking weed, like you're in jail for like 20 years.
Oh, weed is illegal.
Yeah, illegal.
Oh, I thought you said legal.
Oh man, and I sometimes need a little help of the green goddess to help me sleep.
Okay.
And dude, it was hard sleeping
Really?
because I wake up every like 2 or 3 hours.
Oh, you've developed a little dependency, eh?
Well, no, it's just how it's always been. So that's the only thing that's been able to get me to sleep to like 6 hours or so. So it was just me waking up every 2 hours in Korea.
And you're jet lagged too.
Yeah, so I think that's also why I got sick over there because I couldn't sleep.
Damn.
So I was just like exhausted, just constantly getting in and out of my sleep always. So, but it was just rough, man.
Fuck.
I came back here, wagwan. Okay. Had a little bit of that in another universe, dude. Mariel says that when I'm high, that I breathe really loud. You know how you breathe when you're drunk?
Yeah.
Me, when I'm high, apparently I breathe like this.
Oh God.
Because I'm like watching videos, but I don't know. I'm like watching cooking videos, and all you hear is it.
Bruh, you breathe like that teacher in class that leans over your shoulder. And I feel like everybody has that experience.
I know what you're talking about.
So I saw a TikTok where a kid was like doing that, like imitating a teacher, and I was like, what the fuck? Do we all have the same experience? Because we had a teacher in our computer class. It was Mr. Namahoy. Shout out to Mr. Namahoy. I think that was his name. But he would always you'd be sitting there, you'd have a question about like fucking whatever we're studying. He'd say, all right, what you gonna do? Oh, no, you're just gonna right click over here and just take it to drag to the left folder.
Can I tell you about so the teacher that did that in well, I'll let you know right after this fucking break.
Let's get it. Yo, it's official. We're doing a live episode of Dudes Behind the Foods at the Spotify offices in LA. So pull up June 11th. Scan this little QR code to RSVP. I don't know how many spots are there. I don't know how many spots are left. But, if you want to come, watch me and David be silly for an hour in person, pull up.
So there was a teacher in high school. Now, if you were in Florin High, there was a teacher who was quite large.
Okay.
Very, very large. She was a physics teacher. I can't remember her name because I dropped out of her class. I hated her. She was the heavy breather. So my brother used to TA for her when he went to the same high school. He told me that when he was TAing for her, there was a little cabinet, a metal cabinet, huge, gigantic one that they usually have for science stuff. She just filled it with candy and snacks. And so my brother, he told me she had hundreds of bags of these peanut M&Ms, hundreds of them. So one time he took one small bag, like a little mini one, right?
Yeah, alarm went off.
And then she said to him, no joke, she goes, I have 92 bags. I'm missing one. There's 91. Where is it?
What?
How fat do you have to be where you counted 92 bags of M&Ms?
And how does she know?
She counts them.
But
So
like
she's
every day?
I think she's assuming that some people are stealing her stuff.
Yeah.
So every time when class ends, she would count all of her candy.
That's crazy.
That is by the way, she was so fat she couldn't walk. So she was in one of those electric.
Oh.
And she also had a sister who was also a teacher that would visit from a different school. She was so fat that she couldn't walk either. So she had one of those electric chair stuff.
Dang.
And
they would like Fast and Furious through the hallways and shit.
She hated me, and I dropped out because, look, when you're a little class clown, you can't hate. Look, I still feel kind of bad for this joke till this day, but she would be one of those people that I think she thinks we're a lot dumber than we actually are. So she would tell all these stories about her adventures when she was younger, right? And my cousin had her as a teacher as well, and he's like 15 or 18 years apart from me, right? So she would tell these stories about, I used to be really fit. I used to do triathlons or whatever. Like 10 years ago, I wasn't like this. But my cousin was like, I had her as a teacher like 18, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
She was always this big. And in fact, she's like, she was probably bigger back then. So, she's telling all these fibs and these lies. So she said that she biked across Alaska on a bicycle.
The biggest state in the United States?
So she said she biked across Alaska just on a bike in the fucking, I don't know, how fucking cold Alaska is, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Right.
And then for some reason, I just felt compelled to say this. And I was like, what the fuck were those bikes made out of? Fucking old warships? Bro, I just remember like everybody busting up laughing.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why I said that out loud. It was one of those things that I think I got so fed up with all this like bullshit stories that she would tell us. It just flew out of my fucking mouth. I wasn't even trying to be funny. I think I was just genuinely irritated.
Yeah. And curious.
And then she got so mad, she sent me out. She was like screaming at the top of her head.
Dang.
I left. I dropped out of her class. I did apologize to her later too.
Oh, did you? Well, that was nice of
I was
you.
like, I'm really sorry that I said that. Like, I don't know why, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then she was like, she's like, I don't forgive you. It was rude.
Wow.
And I don't want to talk to you.
Well, damn.
Yeah. And I got pissed when she did that. Because, like, she doesn't have to forgive me,
Right,
right?
right.
But I'm also a young kid.
True.
And it was hard for me to go up and apologize to her, right? Because I still was irritated at the fact that she would always waste our time in class telling us about these adventures where she used to be like a pro basketball player and shit.
Oh, you just wanted to learn so bad, David, so.
No, I didn't. I just didn't want to hear her bullshit stories, right? So for her to just be like, she trekked across Alaska 10 years ago when my cousin literally had her as a teacher. It's like, what is this shit that you're doing here? She was like living in her own fantasy.
Right.
Which now I feel bad because an adult is doing that to a bunch of kids. It like kind of shows that maybe she was going through a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Or she was trying to get acceptance from you guys.
Yeah.
Something.
And I had to say that, she welded 2 warships to make her bicycle. And I shouldn't have done that. But look, it turns out that I turned it into a career. So I apologize once again, and I hope you forgive me after all these years.
Well, she's probably dead now. It's been a long time. So now how do you feel?
Well, they probably had to weld 2 warships for a casket.
Oh my God. Woo! Wow. Oh, wow. I lobbed that one to you so nicely. Woo! Wow.
I haven't changed since I was 17 years old. I'm still the same motherfucker.
Oh, fuck. That was great. Oh, that was so good.
I apologize. I'm so sorry.
If she's not dead. David apologizes.
He's like, you're still the same motherfucker.
Oh, God. She's like, guess what? I still don't forgive you, you asshole.
Well, you got mad at my brother for somehow finding out your 92nd fucking mini peanut M&M bag, you fucking monster who counts 92 packs of M&Ms. What kind of psychopath does that shit?
Oh, God.
Red Twizzlers, everything. And
Damn.
she used to have a canteen of water that she used to mix with Kool-Aid or like Powerade powder or some shit every day. Tang or some shit. And she used to drink that this gigantic one.
Sheesh. She's for sure dead. Yeah.
Dude, it was pretty nuts. And she used to always do this. She would smell like like her upper lip all the time.
I do that too, though.
All the time she would always just
Yeah.
all the fucking time.
That's yeah, I wouldn't enjoy that, yeah.
He's probably dead.
I mean,
Little life choices,
George Carlin said something, just speaking of like dead people. George Carlin said something in like of course, George Carlin's dead too, rest in peace, but he said something in one of his stand-up bits where he's like, when he watches old movies, all he can think about is like, wow, everybody like in this audience right now is probably dead. And now it's like he can't watch like movies the same way because now whenever he sees old movies, he's like, wow, everyone here is dead. That's
some dark shit, dude.
Yeah. Your class story reminded me of this fucking guy in my geography class at Cal State Long Beach. This motherfucker named Ian. I hated Ian, dog. He looked like a fucking like G.I. Joe, but like not buff. He was just like, your typical kind of like frat looking dude, right? And this fool was always trying to correct our professor, and I knew that she hated him, Because one time we got back from a little spring break and we're like, oh, miss, I forgot her name. What'd you do? She was like, oh, I went snorkeling and blah, blah, blah. We saw some stingrays and something. She's telling her nice story, right, about her little family vacay. It's for Ian. Were they stingrays or manta rays?
Jesus Christ, guy.
She's like, they were stingrays. He's like, well, if you were on that coast, they're probably manta rays, not stingrays. She's like, Ian, they were stingrays, right? And I'm like, this fucker.
First of all,
God.
Ian, Do you know the size difference between a stingray and a fucking manta ray? Like, manta rays are gigantic. What the fuck are you talking about? Second of all, who the fuck cares?
Bro, such a fucking dick, dog. I hated this fool, right? And so one time, and here's another reason why I hated him, right? I made some joke, because, your boy liked to make jokes in class, right? People would laugh. I wasn't like an annoying jokester. People appreciated my jokes.
Nice placements.
Good placements. I wasn't constantly interrupting teacher. I would pick good moments, right? This fool Ian was sitting in the row in front of me. I made my little joke. He does one of these.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I'm fucking talking at the movies and shit,
Okay, guy. Manta ray boy. Shut up.
Hated this fool. Let me tell you something else. One time, my group was doing an earthquake demonstration, all right?
Oh, no.
So we're like, yo, this is what you're supposed to do when there's an earthquake. All right, everybody get under your desk. There's an earthquake. Ian, the only person in the whole class, just sat there at his desk, didn't get under the desk. So the Asian girl in my group, I forgot what she says. She's like, okay, well, Ian, you're dead. So, like, she was so irritated. God!
So this reminds me of another guy I know. His name was Daniel. He actually turned out to... I hate him. You attended our church. He actually turned out to be a really cool guy.
Okay.
Right? He just needed a lot of thinking into himself, a lot of family issues and stuff like that. But in the process, he was one of those kids, right? Always overcorrecting people at church. So listen, I have never seen a Bible study school teacher whoop one of the students.
Oh, wow.
So we're at church, and this guy actually knows the Bible very well, like Daniel. He's very smart, but he just chooses to be that obnoxious guy that corrects everybody, wants to be a know-it-all and piss people off on purpose. So I've seen this guy get his ass beat at church multiple times.
Physically.
Because well-deserved. Because he just won't shut his fucking mouth.
Yeah.
So we're all sitting down. This happened twice. So I will tell you the time I beat his ass, and I'll tell you this other time.
Okay.
There was a Korean teacher, and we're in Hanggarakyo, so Korean school. And we're all supposed to read this one passage, right? He's done this twice. And so the Korean teacher, he's like an OG Korean guy. And he's telling him like, hey, when I'm teaching, I need you to stop talking. And he looks at him and he goes, no, I'm going to just keep talking. And this dude.
So it wasn't only that he's a corrector, he's just annoying.
Like, do it on purpose.
Yeah.
This guy told him to stand up, and he goes, I'm not going to stand up. He grabs him by the scuff of his shirt, picks him up, shoves him to the door, right? He slams into the door, opens the door back up, grabs him by the shirt so he can open the door, and then he fucking shoves him to the floor. And then he tries to get back up, then he kicks him on his ass and he flies. And he slams the fucking door and just goes back to teaching. I was like, dude, how did you piss this guy off so bad that he beat your ass? And so later on, I did something very similar. So there was this guy, his name was Tank. Tank was our Bible study for the teacher of the day.
Okay.
Tank was doing his stuff, and we all had to read a passage out of the Bible verse. And we just had to read a passage, and then we could leave, but we could end class. And guess who's the last person who has to read a passage? It had to be him.
Fucking Daniel.
And he goes, I'm not going to do it. And everybody's getting irritated. He's like, dude, we just want to leave so we can play basketball.
Yeah.
Just get the fuck out of here. We're hungry. It's lunchtime. He goes, no, I'm not going to read it.
Why?
Dude, I got so fucking mad.
Yeah.
He's in his chair. I raged out. I grabbed him. I lifted him while he was still in the chair. Somebody opened up the door, and I threw him out the fucking class.
Jazz style.
Just, This guy was on one, dude. There's always that person.
That's so stupid.
I don't understand, but we never understood why. It's like, why are you doing this, man?
He had problems at home or what? He's acting out?
I think, so we met up when we were older later, and he turned out to be a really cool guy. I think he got humbled a lot when he started doing school sports, and he found his passion was wrestling, and he turned out to be a really good wrestler.
Okay, so he just had something pent up he needed to let out.
He had to let his aggression out. So looking back at it now, his parents paid a lot of favoritism. When they had his sister, the younger girl, all the attention went to her. So everything he did, he wasn't smart enough.
Oh, so he wanted some attention.
So they would shit on him because she was the smarter one, whatever, whatnot. She was the princess, and they would shit on him all the time. So he would lash out on us. But we don't know these things as a kid.
Yeah, and I know it from experience. You love your daughter more.
You're turning your little
I'm just playing, buddy. These are jokes.
Q. You just thank Uncle David for letting your jackass father know.
Oh, Rick lets me know too.
I was like, hey, what the fuck, man?
Rick, whenever I make these jokes, Rick's like, hey man, Q's cool.
I love that boy, dude.
No. You gotta come visit. He walks now.
I know it's been so long.
Bruh.
This weekend, I'm gonna stop by.
I was gonna tell you about your story of people maturing and becoming better people. I've told this story in No Chase. I've never told it to you. I don't think. Maybe I have. I probably have. So, years ago, I did a show in New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay? I'll tell you about the dancer who I was flirting with, and then okay. I did a show at some college in New Orleans, right? And at this show, there was different performers. There was like a dance crew, different dancers or whatever, and there was a very cute dancer girl. She and I were just communicating, exchanged numbers. I'm back in my hotel. I'm texting, I'm flirting with her, thinking like, oh yeah, little cutie from New Orleans. Like, what's good? What you got going on tonight, right? All of a sudden, someone else starts replying to the text. It's her boyfriend. I had no idea that she had a boyfriend. This fool's aggressive, right? He's like, yo, you need to stop trying to get your meat wet before you get your throat slit. This was the text.
By the way, dude, you could go to jail easy. That's an actual death threat.
Oh, yeah.
What are you thinking, guy?
You ain't been to the NOLA, bro. That's just how we get down out there.
And second of all, man, maybe you get a hold of your girl, because how are you supposed to know that she had a man?
I had no idea. And also, maybe you stop talking like someone in the movies.
Yeah. This guy, he was like, I've always wanted to say this, and now is the time.
No, I feel like this fool was definitely ready to stab me, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Stop trying to get your meat wet before you get your throat slit.
And then you texted him back thinking it was her. You're hot. Oh, kinky.
I'm like, what you trying to do, girl?
You sent a dick pic? He's like, yo, for real. It's like, damn, you talking kind of rough.
He pulls up and kisses me.
I know.
He's like, oh my.
Oh my. Gracious.
But nah, so that's that, right? I'm like, hey, bro, my fault. I didn't know she had a man. She never told me she had a man, blah, blah, blah. That was it, right? So, years later, I'm talking about years later, right? I'm like married already. I'm randomly, I used to search my name on Twitter or whatever, see who the fuck was talking about. Oh, no, that's what it was. Someone, I had tweeted something that was like getting a bunch of retweets. Someone quote retweeted me and was like, yo, this is facts, LOL, can't believe I tried to fight this dude back in the day. And I'm like, LOL, when? He's like, bro, it was a different time. I was a different dude back then, but like, it was in New Orleans. And
my
like,
God.
And I'm like, you're the guy with the dancer girlfriend? He's like, yeah, man, we not together anymore. That was my bad. She was this hoe, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, shit. Well, what's up, man? Glad you're doing good.
Oh, my God.
But he
dude.
like apologized to me for how reckless he was talking because, it wasn't on me.
Yeah, because I never understood those situations, right? Where the guy or the girl gets angry. It's like, no, you should be angry at your partner because they pretended that they were single. Mm-hmm. So how is it the other person's fault?
I would have never knowingly tried to fucking like smash some dude's girl, like, especially in a new city, like.
And New Orleans of all places.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to get my throat slit.
By Gambit.
Mon ami.
Hello, mon cher.
Bruh, when I was a little kid, I did not understand why Gambit spoke that way. Like, I had no
Creole.
Yeah, I did not understand his Creole accent. I just thought he was just like, I don't know. I was like, is this dude what is
Gay?
Gay? I just didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Until I got older, I was like, oh, okay, accents and shit.
How crazy. This guy threatened you. And I've known he was like, hey, my bad, man. I'm a better person.
I mean, look, we
all grow.
We do silly things when we're young. We all have things we regret saying and doing, of course.
Once again, I'm very sorry about the bike joke and the welding of the two warships.
But he's not sorry about the casket joke.
That was just a good follow-up.
That was so good. And you can't be mad at that.
I know, come on,
That
man.
was so great.
I bet she's mad I don't even remember her name. I don't remember the teacher's name.
Oh,
Because I only had it for a couple of weeks before I dropped out of her class.
oh shit, damn. Well, hey, thank you for watching another episode of Dudes Behind the Foods. Make sure you like it and comment and all that shit. And thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Yo, it's the dudes behind the food. Dude.